What you're saying about the fathers owning the children, like it's
Yes.
their children.
Yes, if I've seen people have in Pakistan, they have daughters, and that is hard because if she give birth to a girl, he would send her back to her parents' place. And if she would have sons, so he would be happy to keep her. And because boy is the sign of wealth, um, and stability in the life, in the family, and the girls basically are the weak point, because when you send them to get married to another, that family can do anything with the girl and treat them bad, and you'll always be vulnerable. And then there's a big thing about dowry. um, if you are four daughters and then you have four dowries to pay, and poor father, if he's not well off, how is going to pay and support? And so many daughters, they stay at home and never get married, or they get married with the holy book. They think, oh, she's going to stay at home, and then the division of the property, and some people too scared to let their wealth or property to go into another place, so they just say, okay, the girls are not going to get married, it doesn't matter, because they wait for the whole of life because they don't want to send their property to go to another family.
Hmm. Have you experienced miscommunication or misunderstanding due to cultural differences?
Sometimes it's the language, you can say too, and the communication and different. When I came here, the culture is quite broad-minded and very much flexibility there, and I started going to the gym, and I enjoyed it, and the language was a little bit barrier too at the same time. And at that day, my gym had it looks really good, and had a few changes, and they did few renovations up there, and I was standing in the line to go up there in my circuit class, and we were standing, all the girls were there, and I said to the girl next to me, very loud, I was very excited, and I said, oh, they got new chicks here. And all the girls looked at me, and I said to my friend, what did I say? There's something wrong? So the chicks mean here in mean blinds. So he said, when he said the shutters or the blinds, everyone thought you were talking about the chicks. I said, no, I didn't say any chicks. I was just saying the blinds. The shutters are there, so they are. But yeah, having learned, I've never forgotten that word now, so I know it's blind and the shutters and the chick are also. It's the things that when you are has the same similar words, and the pair of words that you learn to the similar meanings, but having the limitation of English, I just thought the chicks means the same in Pakistani language, or in Australian language means the blinds. But now I learned it, and I now know that. So that sort of thing.
Does that ever become embarrassing if when you got the wrong word? Was it embarrassing, or was it just like funny? Was it?
I think I take it personally that it is funny, and it is, if you take it really that is embarrassing, and you just laugh on that and you learn about that. You don't forget that, but how you take it as a positivity and take it into twist into a different way of doing things. So obviously I don't remember that one. I remember the looks of the girls, but I remember that is the blonde. That is so weird, isn't she?
Have you been stereotyped in Australia because of your cultural background?
Not really. People are very accepting, and I'm pretty blessed in that way that I live on northern beaches, and they are very accepting and understanding. And having said that, if someone come across to me, I won't take it personally, because they might be having a bad day.
Is this different to Pakistan? Like, how would Pakistani people see Australians?
That how Pakistani people see Australians.
Yeah.
they probably see them that they're good people, and probably all the Pakistani people wanted to come to Australia, but only people who can come here on their education or their way of dealing people or their professionalism. So not many people can come here, but I think having Australians all of their good values, everyone would be welcome here. That's my personal opinion.
And you said that in Pakistan, like, people didn't know very much about Australia, so
Yeah, they would think that all the Australians are probably, if you have white skin, they might think they are like Americans. So it's a lack of knowledge, lack of knowledge. They actually, when I came to Australia, I was looking for everywhere CNN because that's a very big thing, the American news thing, and I was looking for many days, flicking on the television, and I was saying, "Where is CNN? Where is CNN?" And everyone was just saying, "We don't have CNN here. We have BBC or comes up, or we have our own channels." But I was pretty for 1 or 2 months. I was very ambiguous about that. Where is my CNN? And people have pretty, understandable over there. There's more bombarded with CNN and American channels. So people think all the people who have white skin definitely they're American.
Any stereotypes? So
I don't have any experience for, they probably would be more understandable. But there's alcoholism, and there would be some people would be very particular, don't want to integrate with the Australian way of life, because here people have eating pork and drinking wine and other spirits and things. Um, People who have very strong religious background and beliefs, they would not like to be integrated or want to be mingled with normal Australian people because they think that their beliefs are different and our beliefs are different.
okay. Do you find Australians racist at all?
No, not at all. But maybe personally, I don't never had any experience like that, and I'm pretty lucky. I try to blend in very, but maybe that might be the reason I live around the edges, and I don't want to make anyone upset or something. And I see Australians have very great value, family system, happiness, emotionally. They are just, at the end of the day, they are human beings. And if you see like that, you make your life more easy.
Okay. What about towards other cultures? Like, do you think maybe we're not racist to Pakistani people, but do you think we're racist to, like, maybe Chinese people or Indian people?
99% people are pretty flexible. Here I see them, they wanted to celebrate for anything, for Bastille Day, for Holi, Diwali, moon culture, like they have the moon for the Chinese thing, they have the moon cakes, comes up for that because they wanted to make that, and that's a very old tradition when they used to do that. Old times, at the war time, they used to put the flower in the middle and do the communication with each other through those moon cakes. I think Australia embraced all of the good things about good people, and especially with food. They like to enjoy, if someone is having kebabs from Middle East or something, why not? African food. And they enjoy it, and that's the kind of thing you don't need to go into that, really get upset and be unhappy about anything. If you want to find happiness, you can be creative, and as world is becoming like a global village, so we are becoming, when you go into the market even, there's so many food out there that you can have satisfy your palate. So
We've basically covered everything.
thank you very much. That was, I think, was very comprehensive.
It was.
Yes.
Very interesting as well.
Yes, it was very heart-lightening for me too, and I enjoyed thoroughly having a conversation with you. Thank you for having me.
I came up with like a new question.
Yep.
Is there anything that I do that would be rude in Pakistan?
You might have to cover your head and be culturally appropriate, dressed up. Cover your head and don't your arms be naked or sleeveless. And if you are going to have that, you might be able to have alcohol if you feel like drinking it one day, but you need to have a license for that. So they don't give you the alcohol just for openly because it's a dry country. So when having said over there, you don't want it to be stand out or caught into the curfew when they have curfews in the certain part of Pakistan. You definitely want to be safe and stay in a safe environment, maybe with the family or in a hotel, nice hotel. But definitely you can't do much offending or except the dress code is extremely crucial for a female. If you would be a man, not a problem. You could wear shorts, you could do whatever you want to because you're a male person. For female, even though they are that Western person and even they are very much broad-minded, still, and even you're going to any part of the country, you should respect the dress code. That would be the one thing.
Even as like a tourist, like do tourists
Tourists too. Yes.
Okay.
You have to cover your head, or to the certain point, you should be accompanied with a certain guide or certain, because you don't want it to be putting yourself in danger. And when you are going by yourself, being a female, you have more vulnerability there. It is a safe country, having said that, but still, things can happen anyway. Yeah. So it's personal opinion, as being a female, you need to look after yourself and take care of your belongings and instead of blaming on someone.
What about eating? Do you have any?
They don't eat pork, so obviously you won't have any pork products, but you will have goat and meat and beef and lamb. They eat spicy food, but maybe more tomato based sort of thing. More also they have a lot more sweets. And but having said that, in 1998 they had their first McDonald's up there and KFC. So it's considered to be now very posh sort of thing. And having said that, now here in Australia, it's not considered to be that. It's like a fast food. But over there, you go into the McDonald's or KFC, people are wearing nice suits and they're dressed up. And it's like, it's very expensive. And also they just charge them too expensive because it's come from overseas or come from, KFC or McDonald's or anything. But Chinese food is forever because the border is very close to Pakistan and the Silk Road and all that stuff. So I think with Pakistan having more friendship relationship with China, that always been, and they're very much used to have the best Chinese food ever. So if you want to have a nice food up there with Chinese food, as here in Australia, that with the gold rush and everything, and one of the things that they do a nice Chinese food.
I've never imagined that. I never thought of that before.
Yeah, but they have integration of Chinese people up there very much. Like in all parts of the world, if you look at in France or in Milan, I remember I stayed up in Milan, one of the hotel where they were owned by a Chinese family with husband and wife. So having said that, Chinese people are all over the world and how they have embraced other cultures and live in London, they're living in all parts of...
It's like
a
global village.
Yeah,
it's all one place.
Yes. So just how you take it, your personal things and educate yourself and then life becomes much more easier.
Well, thank you for that.
Thank you. Thank you so much.